3ABN for the Central Valley is committed to lighting the earth with His glory. This is the story of how 3ABN increased its broadcast coverage of the central San Joaquin Valley in California.
I remember that I read a book by HMS Richards in which he gave advice to young pastors. Even though the book was written in the 1920s, one of the counsel to young pastors was to go into radio. I was fortunate to have a radio program in Spanish in 3 radio stations in Fresno for several years.
Hi, my name is Gerald Purviance. I'm an arborist by trade and a head elder at the Rosie Adventist Church in the Central Valley.
I'm Dave Gregory, and I'm a broadcast engineer working for a number of stations in southern San Joaquin Valley.
One day we finished rather early, and I came in and sat down on the couch and was looking for something spiritually uplifting to listen to or watch, and as I went through the things that I had, I found I had nothing. I thought, we have to have something where you could just turn on, like a radio station or maybe a TV station, I don't know.
Well, my interest in 3ABN had been for several years when I knew that they had 2 transmitters up on a place called Owens Peak, and I called Dan Peak several times and said, we can't see that down here south of Fresno. Why don't you see if you can get up on Bear Mountain? And always the answer was the same, that, well, we don't have ability to do it right now, or the FCC rules are such that we can't do it.
I ran across an advertisement for Cocoa, and they were renting channels. And I thought, well, why couldn't we do that? Why couldn't we rent one of those channels?
But then Gerald and several other church members started talking about renting a station for about $5,000 a month. And I thought, if we had 3ABN closer, we wouldn't have to do that, and it would cost us a lot less.
I called Pastor Antonio because he had been involved in TV before.
When Gerald told me about the option of leasing a local TV frequency, I was very interested.
So I immediately called 3ABN, and the rules had changed since the time I had talked to him before, which is about a year or 2 earlier. And Dan Peak, their engineer, said, well, yeah, we can probably fit a transmitter in on Bear Mountain.
Then we also had to purchase some of the equipment, and the cost would be about $50,000 to $60,000, but that would be a one-time expense, so not a lease. So we prayed about it, and the Lord answered by receiving the first money was from the Central California Conference Evangelism offering for over $13,000. Then we applied to the Pacific Union. We received also funds from them, and the rest was provided by the generous donations from the Orosi Church.
The only thing that remained was to get permission to put it on Bear Mountain. And so I talked to a friend of mine who happened to be a ham radio operator, Rodney Benson, who knew one of the people that owns a site up on Bear Mountain. And so he went and talked to this friend of his that had the property up there and negotiated a very good deal cost-wise for putting a transmitter on Bear Mountain.
Our partnership with 3ABN provides for 24/7 programming, including 3 hours of local programming, plus 15 to 20 seconds every hour for identification and other announcements.
The coverage has been, for me, tremendous. I was not expecting it to cover from basically near Hanford all the way up to, I've heard reports from getting it into Chowchilla.
When I visit churches and talk to pastors, they report of people coming to their meetings that have been watching our signal from Fresno Central, Fresno West Side, Hanford, Dinuba, Madera, that we know of. And I have people that have already asked for baptism.
My name is Aubrey Yanashku, and I'm the VBS coordinator for Rosie Seventh-day Adventist Church. We had a child attend this last summer because of the broadcasting that we're doing from our local 3ABN station. Our theme this last summer had been the sanctuary, and the sanctuary was also mentioned over our channel through Taj Paklib's sermons. And the father of this child had been very blessed by this series by Taj Paklib. And once he was looking through the local newspaper and saw our advertisement that our VBS program this year was going to be on the topic of the sanctuary, he felt certain that this was the right VBS program for his son and made sure that he was there.
I have a number of clients, and one of those clients was an older lady that told me that she had been watching this channel, and it was the most interesting and some of the best preaching she had ever heard. And she's a very staunch Sunday-keeping person, and very much loves the Lord. And but she said, you know, says these people that I've been watching, they just preach it straight from the Bible. But then when I've been watching these preachers on this 3ABN, and I said, 3ABN? I said, that's our church's TV station. She says, oh, wow. She says, you know, that's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know, 3ABN has been reaching lives in Central California.
If you would like to partner with us in this exciting media outreach, you can submit a check donation or electronic donation to the Orosi Seventh-day Adventist Church with the notation that it is for the 3ABN project. Or visit us at www.valleysda.org or mail us at Post Office Box 155, Orosi, California 93647. Please prayerfully consider joining us in hastening the coming of Jesus.